Well, hello from Tenby.
Hello.
On the South Pembrokeshire coast. And here's what's coming up. Noisy seagulls. Listen to those seagulls. Anyway, Mel, we're in Tenby, aren't we?
We are.
Which is one of our favourite places to visit. And we're here in January doing the off season, so it's very quiet, apart from the seagulls.
And very cold.
Yeah, it's one of our favourite places. So what we're going to do is just have a stroll around the town and point out some sights and things you can do.
Shops.
Shops.
For me.
It is very quiet, so I don't think anything's open. But anyway, I enjoy it out of season.
As long as we can get somewhere to eat on
Yeah,
Sunday
yeah,
night,
should
I
do.
don't mind.
Anyway, we may as well start. We're on the
Okay.
South Beach, and that island you can see there, that's Caldey Island.
I can't see the island. Where is it?
Look around. There. As I was saying to Mel, Caldey Island there, it was a holy island, and the monks first went there in the 6th century. Since then it was later abandoned, but a group of Cistercian monks re-established a monastery there back in the early 20th century, and they're still there today. And normally you can take, during the holiday season, you can take a little boat trip across. It's about 20 minutes, and you can go and visit the abbey, and you can take that normally from the harbour, or if the tide's out, from the beach, Castle Beach I think. So that's Caldey Island, and we're on South Beach, but the tide's in, but when the tide goes out, this beach is about 1.5 miles long all the way heading west. I think from here you can get a better view of South Beach, even though the tide's in. It stretches 1.5 miles from the town all the way over to the point over there. So Tenby is a medieval walled town, and the walls were originally constructed in the 13th century by the Earls of Pembroke. They were later improved in the 1450s. 6 of the towers remain, but they think originally there were up to 24 towers. One of the most impressive is the West Gate over there, which is now known as the Five Arches. I don't know if you can see it on camera that well, but one of the towers is built into the cliff over there. So that house there, Nelson stayed there with Lady Hamilton back in 1802. He was down in Pembroke visiting the naval shipyards in Milford Haven. So this building is the Tudor Merchant's House, and it dates from the late 15th century. And when it's open, I think it opens up again in March, it's furnished as it would have looked for a middle class family around 1500. So on the harbour you'll find St Julian's Church, and that's the Fisherman's Church, and it dates from 1878, and I must admit Tenby Harbour is one of the prettiest harbours I've been to. So I'm now walking down to the harbour, and we're going to go past St Julian's Church, which is the Fisherman's Church, and I think that was built in 1878. So I'm now on the harbour beach. The tide's going out. As you can see, it's a pretty little harbour, and over there across from the harbour is the North Beach, and there's a rock on it called Gosca Rock. Both the North and the South Beach are both blue flag beaches. And this is an overcast day, so you can imagine how it looks when the sun's out in the summer. If we've got any photographs of Tenby in the harbour in the summer, I'll stick them in now. These steps going down to the harbour are known as Dead House Steps, and there's something interesting by this round door on the left. So this is for the Tenby locals. Is that true? Was that the entrance to the town mortuary? Because when I tried to look online, I couldn't find any proper evidence, only stories about it, but nothing written down that was evidence that was the entrance to the town mortuary. And the only video I found of what's inside was a bunch of canoes on racks. So let me know in the comments, is that sign true? And on Dead House Steps, was that the genuine entrance to the town mortuary? So as I'm on Dead House Steps, and I've just come from the Tudor Merchant's House to tell you more about Tenby. Well, in the 1600s, well, in 1648, Oliver Cromwell seized the town, and in 1650 it was ravaged by the plague, and it basically fell into decline. And it wasn't until the Georgian period and later the Victorians when it was rediscovered as a popular holiday destination, and obviously it remains popular to this day. So this is Castle Square by the harbour, and that building there, it was built in the early 1800s as public baths. The sea washes away the ills of men. That's the old lifeboat station, 1904, and it was in use until 2005. It's now a house or private residence. It was on Grand Designs.
I think I saw it.
Yeah. They moved the lifeboat station about 100 yards up there, but more importantly, just down there, on a little promenade that used to be down there, back in 1975, I caught a fish
Yeah, there's a plaque on the wall there for you, Marcus.
Well, the thing is, there's all these fishermen with all their kit, and I had one of those crappy orange lines.
Yeah.
I just dangled it over the side and pulled up a big fish. That was
What
it.
fish was it?
I don't know. I don't eat fish.
I think you're telling a porky.
My parents
I'm
actually
telling
took
a
it home
story.
and ate it.
You're telling
So,
a big porky,
I
I think.
didn't.
A porky pie.
So, the old lifeboat station, and where I caught a fish back in the 70s.
With a plaque on the wall.
So about 100 yards, if that, from the old lifeboat station is the new lifeboat station, which opened in 2005. And under normal conditions, it's open to the public, and you can go inside and have a look at the lifeboat. What's that, Mel?
Like you. It
Looks like
you.
me.
Yeah.
Salty sea dog. So behind us is St. Catherine's Island and St. Catherine's Fort.
Mm-hmm.
So it was built in 1867, the fort on top. It was built a perceived threat from Napoleon III, and they built it to defend the area, and the dockyards are not far away. But for me and you, we know that building from the
Monkey Island.
from the 70s. In the 70s, it became a zoo, a really grotty little zoo, wasn't it? I think
It
I
had
remember.
monkeys in cages. Wouldn't be nice.
Used to call it Monkey Island.
Yeah. As a 5-year-old, you're probably quite
the moment,
exciting, but not now.
The future is a bit uncertain, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with it. It's an interesting place.
We went over there a while ago.
Yeah,
as
like
well.
in 2015, I think they did open it up on the weekends, but nothing's been done with it. But it has been used as a location in Sherlock. And when the tide goes out, you can actually walk to St. Catherine's Island. So we're now looking up Castle Hill. And obviously you can see the remains of the castle in the centre. On the left is Tenby Museum, and on the right is the old Coast Guard lookout. Okay, Tenby Museum and Art Gallery. Unfortunately, it's closed at the moment. But did you know it's the oldest independent museum in Wales? Opened 1878.
It used to have the world's smallest egg and the world's biggest egg.
Mel just said, if you didn't hear that, she remembers visiting and they had the world's smallest egg and the world's biggest egg.
Hummingbird and ostrich.
Hummingbird and ostrich. Oh, learn something every day.
There you go.
Thank you. So we're on the top of Castle Hill, Tenby Castle, the remains. It was built in the 12th century by the Normans, but the Welsh, they attacked it and destroyed it in 1153 and again in 1187. And 100 years later, Llewellyn ap Griffith sacked Tenby and tried to take Tenby Castle on his campaigns through South Wales. So anyway, Tenby Castle, great views over St. Catherine's Island out to Caldey. You can see the South Beach and the North Beach. Talking of castles, just up the road in Pembrokeshire, Henry Tudor was born, and he escaped from Wales back in, well, he was only 14 years old at the time. He escaped under the cellars, and there's meant to be tunnels under the town square, and he went through a cellar and a tunnel where Boots the chemist is now, and he escaped to Brittany. 14 years later, he returned, and he defeated Richard III at the Battle of Bosworth in 1485 and became Henry VII. Well, we stayed over in Tenby last night, and it's early the next morning, and as you can see, the weather hasn't really improved. Again, it's Wales in January. It's not very cold, but a bit overcast and a bit misty. There's some noisy old seagulls again, Mel.
Yep.
Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed our tour of Tenby. So until next time, that's a goodbye from me.
And a goodbye from me.
Bye.
Goodbye.